Okay. Uh, if you don't mind, I have a little bit of a sore throat, and if you are here for this next session, please try to get more intimate, get closer. So I have a microphone, but it'd be nicer if I can see you guys get closer. We can talk a little bit more intimately. So my name is Ashley Yo. I'm a program manager in text analytics in the Azure Cognitive Services. Today, my talk is going to be focusing on one of the services, one of the operations in text analytics, particularly the name entity recognition. The focus is going to be on protecting sensitive information. As we all know, we all use our mobile phones, we're on our laptops, we're all being connected at home on our TV. The data is going to grow tremendously the last few years. And I'm just going to put this slide up there to show you how much data is being created every day, and we're going to go through and process and handle this information. The key thing for us, at least from the Azure Cognitive Services side, is how do we know that what is contained in the information is going to be sensitive, particularly something we call personally identifiable information, information that we want to keep protected, not just for our customers, but as well as for sometimes for our employees. I'll give a little bit of the definition of what is PII and how we're going to be using what we are releasing in our version 3 of the name entity recognition to help lighten the burden of compliance for PII. This information here, at least from the research done by IDC, is that 90% of the data is unstructured. So it's not stored in any kind of schema or table. It's just straight unstructured text like a text or email, and be able to extract information in there that will be helpful for us to identify what kind of knowledge that the knowledge that we need from it, be it sensitive information or something like a content that is being used for media, for training. So a little bit of background for you who are not familiar with cognitive services. Cognitive services is the AI arm of our Azure. In the Azure ecosystem, cognitive services provide tools to allow us to extract information from different types of images, audio files, videos, and of course, text. And particularly in text analytics, we have 4 different operations. The first one is just simply detecting language. What kind of language is that text contain? We have, at this point, I think over 100 different languages that we can detect. And that is one service that is used pretty often, one of the best or one of the most heavily utilized operation. And I think if you came from this morning's talk about sentiment call center analysis, that was more focused on sentiment analysis. So we do have the operation to identify what kind of sentiment is in that text. I'm sure you guys are familiar with what is in Twitter, and that will help us understand what's trending, whether it's negative or positive. Sentiment analysis is the operation. And then third, we have a keyphrase extraction, where we look at your document and we highlight some of the key phrases in the document or in the sentence or in the text, and allow you to make the connections for extracting the information you need. And then the fourth operation, which is what is focused on my talk, is name entity recognition. Name entity recognition is an algorithm that allows you to identify certain entities, name entities in your text that are related to person or place or location or an organization. That has been the classic types that we've been offered since we released text analytics. For version 3, we're going to expand that. We have a tremendous amount of customer signal that says we need to make it more, we need to disambiguate what location really is. As you can think about, when we pull location, we can have things like address to an attraction like a theme park, to a post office. So we've been asked to kind of improve on that kind of extraction. So that's what we're going to announce today, some of the new types associated with NER. What we have below is just a workflow of what we normally would use NER for. If you are in the legal field, you're familiar with litigation and redaction of information within documents. I used to work for a very big electronic legal company that would go through documents that are very sensitive, not just in terms of the content, but by time, by location. So this is a flow that's related to that you create a bunch of data from your apps, and you store it in the cloud or your file system. You send the data through our services depending on what entities you're looking for, you can then either send it through a redaction service, or you can store it where you can then process it through Power BI or an app portal. So some of the scenarios that NER is used for. NER is used for content discovery, because if you have types that are very similar, you can aggregate that, because from news articles to training material to even doctor's notes or electronic health information. You can also use that to kind of understand research papers, what are the types that you're looking for, or the main focus of those, the information that's contained within those documents. Then from there, besides as you are discovering the content, you can also make recommendations, similar types of content. The NER is really good for that. And of course, we have customer support. If you are dealing with a firm that's nationwide, you have different location, and you're doing customer support, customer training, coming in from questions or reports or complaints, you can identify what kind of product or what kind of items they are complaining about and what kind of sentiment they are. So customer support is one. And then enhancing search. I will do a little bit of a cross-marketing here for my sister product, Cognitive Search. If you guys have not used Cognitive Search, this is a fantastic tool, because you can then build your own custom skills based on what kind of data do you ingest, and the skills will allow you to identify. It's powered by our text analytics backend, but there are more than that. It also does identify images that contain in the documents, also identify more than just audio files as well. So Cognitive Search will allow you to extract things just beyond text, but inside here is for text, is powered by text analytics. So that will actually allow you to kind of accelerate the search, because as you narrow down the kind of entities that are contained within those documents, your search execution will be a lot faster. And now lastly, you can use to protect sensitive information. I will just kind of share a little personal story. About a few years ago, a friend of mine said, hey, I've been getting text images that contains text messages that contains text in images. So how do I know that information is going to be safe? I said, I don't know. What is it? He showed me an image of somebody's name, address, phone number. I'm like, oh, it's like a business card. He said, yeah. But, it's just an image. Well, due to OCR, I'll give a scenario, OCR, the information can be extracted and be deemed sensitive information, even though it's a business card. But think about how things are changing around us. It's no longer just text. It's just using all kinds of media that contain sensitive information. So it's more of a workflow how we can engage our text analytics to monitor social media, also looking at like customers' calls, and then some of the stuff that we are using after we extract them, we can either do real-time processing, or we can store it for batch processing, that we end up doing more analysis of what happens during the call, or for what happens on social media. So what is it that we can extract from the documents that will help us understand what types or what entities are inside there? So this is just a little quick scrape of the output from the JSON. I'm giving you a little teaser of what kind of new types we have. Remember, we talked about what we have today is just person, location, organization. You can see here that there are a little bit more than just those three. And these are all signals from our customers that says, hey, we want you to do more than just those three. You can see things like address, phone number, person type, person name, product. What we don't have here, I'll show you a little bit more. Product is one of the most highly demanded type that we need to be able to extract from text. So NER today, as it is before the announcement, we have 5 languages where we support over 20 types. Of the 3 main types, person, location, and organization, we also are able to add 17 numeric expressions like numbers, age, temperature, dimension, and also do date-time expression. Date, time, week, a week range, but regulation frequency every Wednesday, we can extract that. But then for other 16 languages, we are kind of confined to just person, location, organization. So version 3 allows us now to move beyond just those. So we're going to be able to support more than 3 types for all the other 16 languages. And we were going to support all these new types that we're going to see right here. We will expand person to person name and person type. That has something, having the ability to differentiate between a person that has a name will allow us to link the other types that will classify the document as PII. I will expand on that a little bit. As you can tell, we're also going to do event and product. So think about the verticals that we're going to be able to use here. Event, insurance industries, product, retail. GP, most likely for location-based services. GP is another expansion for location. It is only focused on things like cities, states, and countries. But location, we are also going to be able to do like we saw just now. Office is a location. So now we're able to expand the location type to be more granular. And of course, you just saw address too. So having the ability to extract address and person name will then link us to be able to create a way to identify if there is PII in the documentation. Also inside in our release, we are also releasing the ability to extract skills, soft skills. Right now, soft skills like accounting, things like doing data analysis, Python programming. This is something that's going to come out from another vertical that we're looking to support in the future. And of course, there are phone numbers. So again, some of the sites that we are expanding to for our open domain, general open domain, is to allow us to create this service to identify sensitive information. As you can tell, some of the way we define personally identifiable information is not just one particular type. If you have a text that just contains a name, that is okay. There's no way to identify uniquely what that name is. John Smith can be a lot of John Smith. Ashley O is probably only one in the world, but there might be other ones. But again, you need a few more types like this to be able to say that document has PII. Besides birthday, mailing address, email address, social security number, bank account numbers, if those things are contained within your data, that document needs to be classified as PII. Once you can do that, once you have the ability to extract those types, that will help you be able to go through a lot of documents, the data that you need without having to manually inspect them. So what we are announcing is that a new PII endpoint that will allow us to identify over 100 different types. What I gave you just now was just a little small taste of the different types that we consider as a combination for PII. What we're going to announce only for English is available now. Actually, if you go to the endpoint on your documentation site, we're going to be able to identify things like, besides U.S. Social Security number, DEA number, passport number, driver's license, national ID number, health service, health insurance numbers from various different countries. As long as that those IDs are in English, we can extract those information and then classify the document as PII. So here's some example that we kind of play around with. Remember I talked about using cognitive skills that contain images? So this is an image that has text in there. We send this through OCR. OCR came back and gave us a string. And just remember what I kind of said to define what is PII. This string is identified as a credit card number. I apologize for the small screen here, but I just like to make this big screen image here. It just says a credit card number. There is nothing else that links that string as a credit card number, right? There's no name, maybe the person's face, but no name, no phone number, no email address. Very likely this is not PII. However, if you have a bunch of transcripts from a customer call center that contains information, particularly if you're doing support for a financial institution, something like this. The document that says, hey, my name is Jim Kramer, I'm 54 years old, my social security number is this, and this is all fake, by the way, so, and this is my bank account, I'm going to cancel my account. We can extract them, we can identify, going through the general domain, identify the person, and extract age. Now that's 2 right now. Oh, by the way, the same document has social security number and a bank account. Bam, this document is now PII. So you can quickly go through this kind of process to identify whatever document and storage that you have that immediately helps you go and put processes in place to handle sensitive information so that you can reduce your burden for compliance on the road. So to kind of wrap up, I hope I'm not behind, but to kind of wrap up, for version 3 for NDR, we are announcing a new service called PII that's actually out now that will allow you to identify these types. And then we also are adding new types to the open domain, like person name, phone number, email is already there. We have an address. Those are the things that will allow us to then serve the PII endpoint. They immediately allow you to classify documents as containing PII. And lastly, we're actually separating what we have. Today, our service actually combines two operations, meaning we can extract entities and entities that have links in the knowledge base. So what we have today is Wikipedia. We have to separate that because we want customers have wanted to just link to a knowledge base. So we're separating those two different operations, and recognition and linking. Thank you. I made it through my voice. That's all I have. Any questions?